Hello, my gorgeous ones. How are you today? So sorry this is a little late, but it is so important, not just for myself, but for everyone, to take a day off and have time for yourself. So I had to take a day off on Sunday. So either way, welcome, everyone. Um, Welcome to Indigo Tarot. Thank you so much for joining. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including Tarot, to help you on your path, and now the author of my upcoming book series, Concepts Create Reality. So, my gorgeous ones, this is going to be your love forecast for August 14th, 2017. I will be putting out 15 and 16 today. I'll be releasing those as well. So, let's get started. It works like this. I'm going to go into the general energies. It is always up to you. Spirit wants to remind you whether you want to accept and allow these energies or deny. It's kind of up to you and your path. As to the timeline, it could vary because it depends on which path you're taking and where you are on your path. Easy enough, right? So, we are, before I even start, we're in retrograde. We're in retrograde. So, I know you're kind of, some of you may have been feeling it a little bit before. Some of you are really feeling it now. It's going to get where it's a little bit more intense as we go into retrograde, into the days. So allow yourself to be okay with that, right? You're going to feel lethargic or lethargy. You're going to feel like you can't. I really wanted to get that video out. Maybe I will be able to for retrograde. You're going to feel like you can't like communicate, or people aren't communicating well, or things aren't going as well. You're like having to fight, like really turn that wheel hard, because Mercury is about, I like to say it this way. If you think about the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain, you guys know I have science behind me. So left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain, Mercury is like that tissue in the middle that helps process the communication going on, right? So when it's retrograding, it's really making you, it's really taking its time and slowing down the process. That's why you're feeling that way. That's why people, you miss text and you miss emails, and you sent them out and they don't go through. That's not just you. That's like this world we're co-creating. So that's just a little bit about retrograde. So just allow yourself, if somebody says they didn't text, I mean, maybe they didn't, maybe they didn't, but we're in retrograde. So just kind of give them that pass. If it's their habit not to text, but say that they're text, well, then you know that that's not true, right? But if, somebody is, their normal character is to get back to you and then they don't, maybe they didn't get the message. We are in retrograde. Electronics, anything having to do with communication and the processes of that, we're going to have issues with that. I will advise you, the one thing is, do not, unless you have been working on this project, this is another reason why I wanted to do that video. Do not sign contracts during retrograde. You can do whatever you want, but if you sign a contract during retrograde, if you haven't worked on it prior to, it's not going to go through. There's something's going to falter in it. Now, you can beat the process by rereading and rereading and rereading and making sure that contract is okay to be able to sign it, right? Remember, our process and communication is sort of not doing well. So if you have been working on something and the contract comes during this, you can sign it, and it won't, a lot of times it won't falter, or like it won't go through. It'll go through and it'll be fine, but you're gonna have some like maybe it comes back to you because you got to redo it, or maybe like it's going to have those kind of things on it. It can go through. If you've already been working on anything, contract, projects, anything like that, continue to work on those, but do not start anything new, because if you start something new, it's not going to stay in your life. That's the best way I can say it. So I know that was a long intro. I apologize, but I think it's important for Mercury retrograde people, for all of us, to understand how to work with these energies. These energies are here for a reason. So let's stop thinking of them as, oh my God, it's horrible. No, it's not horrible. It's so that you take a minute and pause and think about the things that you're doing so that you can create the life that you want. That's what it's for, right? So in your first position, this is your stance in love, and your love again can be, love is that energy that moves all. So for me, love can be in your finances, in your family, in your friends, in your, wherever you're putting that energy of love into, this is what it is, along with romance and partnerships. So you have the star. This immediately tells me reconciliation. So I'm feeling a lot of reconciliation today. I don't know that that's going to happen a lot for you for a lot of people today, but if something is on your path, I'm seeing reconciliation. I'm also seeing, for those of you that have no one, that don't, well, no, let me say this because I see that too. If you have no one and no one's been around, don't be surprised if somebody calls you. It's retrograde. It's retrograde. Don't be surprised if you meet up with somebody, or somebody, you accidentally bump into them, or they call you, or you get an email or something like that. Like, even if you have no one around you, okay? Don't be surprised. I'm not saying it'll happen with everybody, but don't be surprised because it is retrograde. We are coming back to those things to finish it out. But if you're of the other type, or other group, we'll just say that, the other group who has nobody, nothing's going to come around, I would say that the star for you means the space where you're understanding, you're sort of getting back to center, and you're seeing the brighter side of things. Like, you're really sort of looking at life in a different way, and you're seeing the light. You're seeing that, hey, I do have hope. It is okay. I do feel a little better. I'm not feeling great yet, but I'm feeling a little better. I'm seeing it's all right. Like, maybe, possibly, I could let somebody in my life. Maybe. That's kind of what I'm feeling for the star for you. Okay. And I want you to know that they're showing me these rainbows here. And that to me is telling me that they're blessing you. They are giving you energy. They are trying to comfort you and help you understand that they have never left you. Spirit, your angels, God, whoever, whatever you call those higher beings, they don't care what you call them. Whatever you associate them with. They love you either way. So they're showing me where they're trying to comfort you and help you understand and help you see. Not even help you understand, help you see. They're just comforting you. They're just there filling your energy again. So you may feel a little better today. Now, in your second position, this is Spirit's advice in this situation. So you have the Six of Coins. The Six of Coins. So in this situation, they're telling me it's time to balance those things out. Balance the world around you, the people around you, the situations around you. So let me say this. If you have been a hermit and not giving any energy to the world, but only just by yourself, and you're sort of isolating yourself, and for whatever reason, everybody has different reasons. But if you're doing that, then they're saying to get to this space, the advice in this space is to give some energy to the world, give some energy to your friends, to the situations, to like give some. That's what this balance is about. But if you've been all out there and all this stuff and just going, and you haven't relaxed and you've just been giving, then it's time for you to revert a little bit. And you don't have to become the hermit. And those of you that are the hermit, you don't have to go all out either. It's a balance. So take the steps to either get centered, be by yourself for a little bit, for those of you who have been way out there, or for those of you who have not, just take a few steps to go out. Just take a few steps to give some energy to the world, to engage in humanity again, to engage in the world again. I mean, you don't have to engage with people yet if you don't want to, because I'm feeling a lot of aquas are like, no. So, all right, so that's the balance in that for some of you. For others of you, if this person comes back, understand that it is needing to balance out. You're needing to finish that phase with that person in your life so that you can move forward. So I always say this, when a person comes back in retrograde, what did I say before retrograde? They don't usually stay. They're not here to stay. They're here to finish out your phase so that you can move forward. So they may come back and say all kinds of things, and that they missed you and whatever. But if you're centered and you know, then you'll know, okay, I hear what you're saying, but let me see what you got, right? And just sort of let them do what they're going to do, and then decide, right? You'll know when a person comes back if they're resonating at your frequency or not. It'll feel good. It'll feel not the emotional ego feel it from your heart. Like you'll know. That's why when they say what they're gonna say, just let them say what they're gonna say, but watch what they do, right? Before you make any decisions. That's what this is about. You balancing that. Okay. So this brings you to your outcome, the third position, which is the devil card. I don't know why people have such a problem with the devil card. I think it's a great card. The devil card is about, so doing this, it looks like this is about your ego. This is about you indulging. This is about you taking those advances and taking the dates and taking and having a good time and really, really enjoying that lustfulness. And I would say don't do it if you have been doing it all along, but if you haven't, allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to laugh. We came here to experience life, so experience it, right? But this is, for some of you, if it's a person that comes back and this is imbalance, it looks like you'll be happy. I, I'm not going to look way into the future to see if you stay happy. I'm just saying right now, looks like you'll be happy. So I hope this helps. I know this was kind of a longer one, but I love you, love you, love you. Have a great, wonderful day. I'll be releasing the other ones this afternoon as well. Bye.